I bought what was supposed to be a BU or uncirculated complete Franklin half-dollar collection. And I sent every one of them to ANACS. And this is how I did.
My name is Daniel and you are watching Coin Help You. Thanks for watching my latest video. Recently, or back in January 23rd, I did this video. Franklin Halves Dealers Buy. I am submitting my collection. So we'll click on this, and this is the collection. I urge you to watch this video. One thing that I did change, I said I was going to send them to PCGS, but upon further inspection of these coins, once I had them out of the holder here, or out of the album, was that they weren't going to be high enough grade to send to PCGS. PCGS cost was going to be too much. So I sent them to ANACS instead. And I'm glad I did, because the submission itself cost me around $500. And that is about what I paid for this collection. I think it was $550, maybe $600. I'm not 100% sure, because what I did was I took off this price and put it on everything else that I bought, because I bought several albums and different things that day, and I just spread the price of this album out so that I could send it off in case things didn't go right. The other thing was that I thought a few of them were Bugs Bunny, so I submitted some of them under that tier, and they didn't get that. So I was a little disappointed in that, because I did image comparison, and they do have the die clashes around the mouth, but they didn't attribute them for me. So that was a little bit more of a cost than it would have been typically. So really, when you're looking at, when you're looking at the collection, you saw some of them were also toned. It's a little blurry here in some of the images. Some of them had toning on them. I did restore them. So you're going to see, this is before. If you watch that video first, you'll see the before, and what they look like pretty much, and then you're going to see the after here and the results. And we're going to look at full bell lines. We're going to, do all that. So here's the coins graded, and like I said, the cost was a little over $1,000 total for the whole collection and everything. This is a 1948 Mid-State 63 full bell lines. Now, full bell lines doesn't mean a whole lot. It does add value, but not as much unless it's 65 and up. That's the grade that most Franklin half-dollar collectors look for, is the 65 with full bell lines, except for the 53S. That's very difficult to get, almost impossible to get in full bell lines. So this is what it looks like with full bell lines. This one, and I'm using CPG, which is Coin Dealer Newsletters Retail. It's basically the new Red Book Retail, even though it comes out once a month. So it's more updated than the Red Book itself, like the Red Book Quarterly we talked about. So this is what it looks like with full bell lines. And so you can see this, there's a lot of marks on that. It doesn't look like it, it looks like it might not pass, but you have to turn the coin when you're looking at the bell lines. Sometimes you have to take a chance, and sometimes you just have to roll the dice and go ahead and submit it. Then 1948, this is the D, it got 64 full bell lines. None of these received 65 with full bell lines. So I didn't get that coveted grade, but these are some nice coins. Now, every one of these did grade mint state. Here's another full bell line, 64, 49. And we'll talk about the value of this collection as well. But here, just getting a chance to look at the full bell lines and what they look like. Now, I didn't show this one here. It's reverse. You'll see that there are contact marks on them, even though they say they're not supposed to be impeded. Now, that's even impeded by a little bit of a die crack across the bottom of the bell, it looks like. So there is allowances for this. 49S, this one didn't get full bell lines. Mid-State 64. What I did was I just submitted them all. Every one of them. Every one of them that's in that video I did submit. And what you'll see when you're looking at full bell lines is that you'll see inconsistencies. Sometimes there's gray areas. Where is the cutoff point? This got 62 full bell lines. You know, where is the cutoff point with full and weak or not full? I mean, there's got to be a gray area. And if you look at the 49 here, look at the mouth. Do you see what almost looks like a tooth? That should have been a Bugs Bunny, but they did not attribute it, and I paid for it. I'm a little frustrated with that because it looks like it is. I mean, you can see it, and it would be valuable. It would add more value to it. You know, there's a possibility that, see right there, you can almost see it. Now I can try to look it up, and maybe I can try to cross this over as a Bugs Bunny with PCGS and put more money in these. I mean, I have to look at the price. That's one thing about it. You want to look at the price first. Is it going to be worth it if it gets the same grade or a lesser grade? Because we're already at 62 with full bell lines. But is the Bugs Bunny worth it? It does add enough value to it. So this one's a 1950 Miss 864 FBL. Nice coin. These are all really nice. They restored really well, the ones that had the toning on them. A lot of that toning came from the albums. You know, and like I said, there's 35 coins total in a collection if you don't know that. This is 64, 50D. And that's really nice. That coin's a lot less marks than you see on some of the other ones. And that's what I'm saying about grading. When you get a chance to send coins off for grading, you've got to realize marks. You're grading the obverse and the reverse and sometimes the rim. And you're looking at all these different factors. The reverse can knock the obverse down a little bit. That should have been a 65 except for the reverse. So you got to think of that. So 1951, this got 65, but not the full bell lines. Got a little something inside the holder too. 1951D, Miss 864 full bell lines. Nice little milk spot there. See, milk spots aren't just for Silver Eagles. But that's probably a little bit of the toning. Like I said, you know, when you try to restore them, sometimes you cannot remove everything that's chemically reactive with it, because milk spots are one thing that, I mean, you can get rid of milk spots with an eraser, but then you're running a coin. Believe me, it'll scratch a coin in a heartbeat. You don't want to do that. 1951S, Miss 865. That's beautiful. It's a nice coin. All these are really nice. I mean, there's a couple of them that don't have that frosty appearance. This is the kind of appearance I like. When I see a Franklin half dollar and I was going to put together a collection, I would want every one of them to look exactly like this. Every one of them. Hard to get that way, though. Some of them don't have the same finishes, and like this one here, it's a 52, and this has a marked up finish. This is the one I thought was circulated. They put Mint 860 on it. If you remember, I mentioned in the video, if you watched the video, previous video on this. Definitely. It just looks like it's been marked up, maybe even dipped a little bit, but they didn't see any circulation wear. What you're looking for is missing luster. If I sent this to PCGS or CAC, they probably put AU58 on it. Just never know. They might even put clean. That's what, it just happens. It's the way it is. That's the reality of coin grading. 1952D, 63 FBL. Not bad. Unfortunately, with all the coins that I have left to look at here, 52S, Mint 865, you can pause it to see them a lot. Each date and mint might help somebody grade these coins themselves. I was fortunate enough to get problem-free all the way through this collection. I mean, this submission was, you know, it was pretty good a submission, but I am disappointed in some of them because I know some of these got to be the Bugs Bunny, and there's more than one. I've got the 53, but there's more than one. It's a 53D, Miss 864. I got the 55 Bugs Bunny, but I was pretty confident there was more, and I showed you the one, the earlier one. Like I said, I might take a couple of them and try it another place. Try PCGS or another grading company. $1953, Miss 864. Has some marks on it, but a nice coin. See, that's the weak bell lines you could see there. And then the 53S, which is infamous. This one here, 65 is great, but man, getting the full bell lines on this thing, it's just impossible. It has the full bell lines. I mean, it has a lot of bell lines on it. You can see that, but man, it's just weak right there in the middle at that most common spot there. And 54, 64 FBL. Beautiful luster. These were nice coins. This was a nice collection. And that's what I've been using lately to buy is the gray sheet wholesale as well as the gray sheet retail, because it's an average of NGC, PCGS. It's an average of all the top grading companies. 54S, Mistake 64. And that mark right across the cheek is from the edge, the reeded edge of another Franklin half. Man, it hit it just right angle just to get that edge reading on there. A lot of people think those are mint errors. They still ask about them. I've got a video on them. I've got a couple videos on that mark. And here's a 54D, 64 FBL. I hope you guys are enjoying these, guys and gals, folks. Just really beautiful coins. I just never sent off a complete collection. And here's the Bugs Bunny, and I'll show you what that looks like compared to the other one I showed you what I thought was Bugs Bunny. It's FS401, 64 FBL. Can you see that? Now this really, you can see the teeth on the 55 is pretty obvious. It looks like a vampire almost. But that is a nice coin. The thing about an ANACS though, unfortunately, dealers, if I sell these to a dealer, they're going to want to pay a grade back. But I can tell you, I was very conservative on these myself. I thought, ANACS was a little more liberal than I was. On some of them, not all of them. But anyway, the bottom line is, they're nice coins. They look the grade. I mean, this is a 64. I might have graded a 63. It's a lot of marks on the cheek, but like I said, they are the grades that they are. ANACS is just as good as PCGS. I'm going to show you that. I've got some more coins, more submissions to show you from PCGS. And it's not knocking the companies. It's just that human graders, it's inconsistent. 1957, 64 FBL, and 1957D, never meant. If people don't think that AI can't eventually do this, they're wrong. AI is not a gimmick. AI is for real. It learns. And let's get some scratches on the reverse error. See, it's little things like that I just didn't think would get a pass. And they gave it a pass. Not really sure. I could resubmit these 10 times and probably get some different grades. But as is, I might even sell it as a complete collection. Someone interested in buying it. It's really nice. And that's got that little bit of toning on it. And that's just a little impurity on almost a lamination type thing. You're not going to remove that. It's just some impurities in the planchet. This one got 64. And you can look at the bell lines. They're getting close there on that one. And 58, Mistake 64. It's nice. I keep forgetting to show you the ones that I thought was Bugs Bunny. I showed you one of them, but when you start seeing, some of them are just opening with some lines inside the mouth. If you go to PCGS, and I also have a video on it, all the Bugs Bunny, all the years, I did a complete video on that. I'll try to put all these videos in the description. You should watch them. I'd like to be able to put them all together and just release them. And you can just sit and watch all three of the videos because it's very interesting. How to grade Franklins and what to look for when it comes to the Bugs Bunny. Unfortunately, I probably need to go back and revisit what a Bugs Bunny is for myself. 49 FBL. I just find it very odd that ANACS didn't recognize a couple of these. But like I said, I'm going to do some more. Maybe it wasn't obvious enough. And 59, 65. And, you're looking at this in high magnification. This is 4K video, and it's large. I mean, we're talking as big as your screen. If you hold an actual Franklin half dollar up to the screen, you see how much smaller it is. You don't see all the details you're seeing on these coins. So we're actually cheating because we have to be more conservative because we're seeing more marks than we typically would. 1960 MS864. So these marks just aren't as obvious with the naked eye. And we're using, basically a computer and a nice little camera here to look at these. 60D, 64 FBL. It's nice. A lot of times whenever a collection comes in that's supposed to be uncirculated, it's not. There's always one or two outliers in the collection. Sometimes they're all dipped, over dipped and clean. Sometimes they come from those home shopping or, through the mail. But that's the way it works sometimes. It's 1961D, MS864. It's nice. Like that luster. It is a beautiful coin when it's uncirculated with that frosty luster on it. That's my favorite. That is my favorite look on any silver coin. It's just beautiful. I don't know why I like that. It's all pin pricks, the roughness of the dies, and it's almost microscopic. You can see it, but when you look at the cartwheel of these, man, it's just something to enjoy for my eyes. I do enjoy it. Nice. So this one's the 62D MS865. We can look at the bell lines. A lot of marks on there. You will find full bell lines and anything else that's a striking designation that don't look like it. I mean, don't look like it goes by the rules. It's a 1963 MS65. Really nice. It's reverse. And finally, a 63D full bell lines 64. This one has a lot of die file lines, all different directions on it. Boy, it's a nice coin though. But it's 63. Most people just throw these in rolls, sell them as constitutional. But these are more collectible. These will find a home in a collection. I hate to break up the collection, honestly. They're all the same holders, but I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to do with it. I may even forget about the Bugs Bunny. I'm going to check the pricing on it. Yeah, I wanted to show how much the collection total is worth. $1,577. That's the CPG retail. This is the wholesale. This is what it's worth as far as gray sheet's concerned. I have about 1,030 in it. But like I said, I really don't have anything in these in the sense that this is my profit. This is part of the profit of the collection that I purchased. And I do this all the time. All the coins that I send off for grading, even though I actually had an initial cost in it, I cherry pick them out. So that's what I did with this because I'm playing with, I'm really doing these for videos. I don't have to send this whole collection off. I could have, like I said, I paid my $500 for it, $600 for it. I could sell it for $750 to another dealer easy, especially if it's all uncirculated. So I can make my profit really fast. I can put it up on eBay. I could sell it on the website. I could do whatever I want with it and make my couple hundred or 100 on it and be done with it. But I like doing these videos, and that's the reason why I do this. I do it for video content. I do it because I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun just to kind of see what you get. And let me scratch the lottery ticket. Let me buy it and buy the lottery ticket for you and see what happens. That's basically what I'm doing here. So there's the results. Please watch the first video too. Also watch my video on Bugs Bunny, Franklin half dollars. And thanks for watching. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.